people we once were.
I'm not leaving you.
FBI after NCIS, new Tuesday.
This fall, Thursday's a night of remarkable women on CBS.
Awesome! Amazing!
With Oscar winner Allison Janney and Anna Faris on Mom. Then, Emmy winner Patricia Heaton comes home to CBS in Carol's second act.
I am so excited to be here!
It all begins CBS Thursday at 9, 8 Central.
CBS 47 Action News Jax at noon begins with First Alert Weather.
Just into the First Alert Weather Center, our team of meteorologists released the latest track for Tropical Storm Karen. And you can see the storm will pass Puerto Rico late tonight and into tomorrow morning before possibly taking a turn to the west by this weekend. Now, this is brand new video from Trinidad and Tobago. The tropical storm passed by the islands yesterday and brought some major flooding. As you can see here, you can see the wheels of the trucks in what looks like a factory completely underwater.
Also within the last hour, a new tropical storm has formed. The First Alert Weather Team says Tropical Depression 13 has strengthened to Tropical Storm Lorenzo. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on Action News Jax at noon. I'm Phil Amato.
And I'm Dawn Lopez. For more, let's get right on over to the First Alert Weather Center. Here's First Alert meteorologist Corey Sema. And Corey, we just passed the official peak of hurricane season. It is an active one.
Yeah, that was September 10th. It's been a week or so. Things are really cranking up here. And Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish hinted at this a couple weeks ago when we are seeing it right in front of our eyes in the Atlantic Basin. So let's start with Karen here. Karen is top of mind, though we have 3 tropical storms out there right now. Not a whole lot has changed with this 11 o'clock update. Karen did pick up speed a little bit, moving north-northwesterly at 12 miles per hour. It's going to turn more to the right or more to the north over the next day or two as it takes aim for Puerto Rico tonight and then early on Tuesday. That's why it has maybe sped up a little bit. We're going to see those impacts at Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands a little earlier than we thought. It's going to move to the north into the West Atlantic. It's going to pump the brakes and slow down. That's when a lot of the uncertainty moves in. You see that little turn toward the west, and I know you're asking, is this going to hit Florida? And there are a lot of questions that we still have. So we're going to talk a little bit about that uncertainty. In the meantime, wow, we got some really nice weather here locally. This is our Riverside First Alert Skycam network. A lot of blue sky and just a few puffy white clouds. 85 degrees in Jacksonville now. This is the first day of a warm-up that we have. I'm going to show you how warm we get near record high temperatures. Plus, I'm going to show you the track for Lorenzo. That's coming up in the First Alert 7-day forecast.
You in a bit, Corey. Right now, 2 former city leaders are in federal court accused of misusing your taxpayer money. Action News Jax has been following the latest developments in this case against Katrina Brown and Reggie Brown for the past year now. Action News Jax Christy Turner stepped out of the courtroom where the trial started about 3 hours ago.
The high-profile federal case involving 2 former city council members began with some surprises here at the federal courthouse. During opening statements, it was revealed Katrina Brown and Reggie Brown had an intimate relationship. The Browns, who are unrelated, are accused of fraud and money laundering involving taxpayer-funded financial incentives. The money was supposed to go toward a family-owned barbecue sauce business, but prosecutors claim the money was used for personal things like paying rent and property taxes. Mr. Brown's defense attorney turned the tables during opening statements, putting the blame on Katrina Brown. Now we're heading into opening arguments, and we'll be inside the courtroom bringing you the very latest on air and online at actionnewsjax.com. Reporting in downtown Jacksonville, Christy Turner, CBS 47 Action News Jax.
Action News Jax will continue to be in that trial all day. Be sure to download the Action News Jax mobile app to get alerts of the latest developments straight to your phone.
A live look down at Jaguars headquarters this noon, where the team just finished up practice for the day. The Black and Teal getting ready for one of the toughest away games of the season as the team travels from Sea Level to Mile High Stadium this weekend to play the Denver Broncos. Not on the field this morning, Jalen Ramsey. We told you this morning when he called out sick. It's the latest development in a standoff between the All-Pro cornerback and the Jaguars front office. It was exactly 1 week ago reports came out that Ramsey wanted to be traded, but according to several reports, the Jags want to keep 2.0 right here in Jacksonville. Action Sports Jax Brent Martineau joins us live from outside TIAA Bank Field. And Brent, there's really no telling how soon Ramsey could be traded if a trade happens at all.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. And there's two ways to look at this story right now. Maybe Jalen Ramsey is sick. I probably wouldn't be doing a live shot outside Jags headquarters if everybody really believed he was sick. That's probably the latter part of this and the standoff and the latest step in this. And it's still kind of minor here on a Monday, because a lot of people think if a move was going to be made, it would happen by tomorrow. So then he would be with his new team by Wednesday. And that's kind of when the league week starts once again. And I think that's when it ratchets up again for the Jacksonville Jaguars, too, which will be on Wednesday. So I'm not sure today's as big a deal. It's just kind of the next step of this standoff between Ramsey and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now we wonder, where does it go from here for Jalen Ramsey and for this football team, as they are coming off a win and trying to get on a little bit of a roll heading into Denver. Doug Marrone, the head coach of the Jaguars, talked about it this morning before they hit the practice field without Jalen Ramsey.
They'll go see Dr. Yorio, and Yorio will get back to us and tell us what's going on, and we just take it from there. Right now it's early, so we're always game planning with the ones we have unless the doctor says something different.
Well, Jalen Ramsey said last week that as long as he's a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he is going to play and play hard for his teammates. We'll see if he shows up on Wednesday. We're heading into the locker room to get a little player reaction. They have to deal with this too now. Is it a distraction or not? They handled it pretty well last week, beating the Tennessee Titans on Thursday night. More to come a little bit later. For now, live at Jags headquarters, I'm Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax.
The Action Sports Jax crew on ESPN 690 will continue the Jalen Ramsey conversation today. Join Brent Martineau and former Jags player Austin Lane for that, as well as the discussion the Jags as the team gets ready for Denver and the Gators quarterback situation too, which is a pretty good one. Join the fun on 10 different platforms on ESPN 690 Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Jacksonville police are asking, have you seen this man? This is a mugshot for Patrick Felton. Police say that he's accused of kidnapping, at the center of a kidnapping, and an Amber Alert. Now, luckily, the 13-year-old was found safe. We dug into Felton's past and found a lengthy criminal history. Now, he spent 19 years in prison for a carjacking with a deadly weapon we found. Records show that he was released in January and arrested in July for violating parole and then released in August. Officers are asking anyone with information to contact the sheriff's office.
Families in St. Augustine are frustrated with the new traffic pattern at one of the busiest areas in the city. Action News' Jax Beth Russo joins us live at the intersection of May Street and San Marco Avenue this noon. And Beth, drivers say that new formation is actually more dangerous than the old one.
And you can see that there are still plenty of cones, barricades, and construction at this intersection. I want to walk you right over here so I can show you. This is actually where the carousel sat until just last week. Families tell me they'd like to see this area used to make this roundabout complete. This sign sums up the way families feel about changes to this St. Augustine intersection. First place, world's worst roundabout.
It's just very confusing.
Total chaos, not a roundabout. It's a peanut.
Michael and Catherine Machanis admit traffic has always been a problem at the intersection of May and San Marco, even before these changes.
There was no rhyme or reason. You were backed up everywhere, and there was no real way to get around it.
Families thought the project would clear up congestion in the area. Now they tell me it's actually doing the opposite.
And I see other automobiles cutting in front. They're not sure where they're going. So it's really, at this point, it creates a lot of congestion.
I drove through the intersection with photographer Mark recording, so you can see the signage and lane shifts that have drivers confused.
It's just kind of a weird situation. I don't like it. I think it's dangerous at this point.
But Janice hopes improvements will be made before construction finishes up.
I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I don't think anybody's really happy about it.
Right now, I'm reaching out to the Department of Transportation to see whether or not they're planning to make any tweaks to this intersection based on those concerns. All that part of the story on Action News Jax at 5. Reporting in St. Augustine this afternoon, Beth Russo, Action News Jax.
Another business in Jacksonville Beach closed its doors to make way for some new development, a new hotel. We were outside the Pier Cantina this morning, where less than 24 hours ago it served customers for the last time. Going in its place is a Spring Hill Suites. The plans call for retail space and an oceanfront restaurant, bar, and pool area, and locals are excited.
It's a great opportunity just for, you know, new businesses to come into Jacksonville, especially Jacksonville Beach. I mean, that's like prime location for any business owner.
So the new plans are one of at least 3 hotels going in this area. Nearby at the old Buckets across from Surfer the Bar, developers are demolishing that building and putting in a boutique hotel. And down the road is the site for the new Margaritaville. Action News Jax wants to know if you like the development happening at Jacksonville Beach right now. And so far, here's what you are saying. We're just a little more don't like too much overgrowth in the area. Now, on the other side, it says, let's build. But you like it, apparently, as it is. You join the conversation by visiting actionnewsjax.com/vote.
Make that needle move, right? If you ever wanted to work in sales, now is your chance to possibly get hired by Comcast. The company is hosting a job fair tomorrow for its call center. You're encouraged to bring multiple copies of your resume. The morning session begins at 11 a.m., followed by an afternoon session at 4. It's happening at Comcast at 4600 Touchton Road East. Walk-ins are welcome.
From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima, keeping a close eye on the tropics, but locally near record high temperatures when those move in the First Alert 7-day forecast.
Mayor Lenny Curry got more than he bargained for, asking Twitter what they were watching on TV last night. He promises to teachers what he does when they told him they were too busy and worried about it being too hot in their classroom.
And video of this red Jeep destroyed during Hurricane Irma was shared all over the nation. The idea to take it on a tour to help raise money for survivors.
What to watch, brought to you by Ashley Home Store.
Welcome back. New this noon, we're hearing from the teacher whose tweet sparked a passionate response on both sides of the half-cent sales tax issue.
And we first showed you this conversation between Mayor Lenny Curry and the teacher on Action News Jax this morning when she asked to get her AC fixed. Now at noon, that teacher tells Action News Jax Brittany Donovan she thinks it's a stunt.
We've learned that teacher who shared his concerns works here at the Palm Avenue Exceptional Student Center. He tells me he was surprised to get a response by Mayor Curry, but he believes it was, quote, a stunt.
When Mayor Lenny Curry asked on Twitter what everyone was doing Sunday, teacher and blogger Chris Guerrari replied saying he was working on lesson plans, wondering if the AC in his class was going to work tomorrow. He pointed to this photo of the AC inside his classroom at Palm Avenue Exceptional Student Center. Curry replied saying, "DM me your school and your classroom, and we will make sure your problem is fixed." Adding in another tweet, "If you can't get it fixed now, that speaks volume about the current state of management."
I think it's a masquerade. They're just stalling and stalling and stalling.
Jenny Perez has 2 children in Duval County schools. After 2 lawsuits were filed against the city for blocking a sales tax referendum from being put on the ballot to fix aging schools, she says she feels the back and forth isn't what the students need.
We're sending our students, our kids there every day.
I asked Guerrari what he thought of Mayor Curry's response. The mayor sent another tweet telling teachers with problems to email him. Guerrari told me via message he was surprised to get a response, but thought it was a stunt. I asked the city if any action has been taken. I also contacted the district and school board for comment. I'm still waiting to hear back.
When we got here, we saw several DCPS maintenance workers here in the parking lot of the school. Ahead at 5, the other problem in that teacher's classroom that he says they were working to fix. Reporting in Duval County, Brittany Donovan, CBS 47, Action News Jax.
Well, all new at noon. Remember this? Back when Hurricane Dorian was making its way towards South Carolina. Hard to forget, right? Action News Jax showed live looks at this red Jeep here, SUV, as it was getting slammed by the storm's rough surf. The SUV became a viral sensation, too, and now the owners are using it to raise some money, but not for a new car. Brittany and Nick Feliciano say they're trying to make the best out of the situation by raising money for hurricane victims now in the Bahamas. Over the weekend, the couple started a tour with that destroyed SUV. It started at a car wash in North Myrtle Beach. The couple says the moment the Jeep pulled up, it was an instant attraction with dozens of people lining up to get a picture with it.
Well, a special happy birthday this noon. Big celebration this morning for one of the Coast Guard's most caring ladies that you see here. Today, Miss Lois Bhutan, a.k.a. the Coast Guard lady, turns 100 years young. Miss Bhutan, who is a World War II vet, has been a big part of the Coast Guard community nationwide. And according to a tweet sent out by Admiral Carl Schultz, Bhutan has spent decades here, handwriting letters to thousands of Coast Guard members, increasing morale one letter at a time. The Jacksonville Humane Society is asking for some help. They're running out of food right now, so they're asking for anyone to come forward with some donations of dog or cat food. You can drop off your donation in person or use Amazon to ship a box their way. We posted all that information on our website under the Action button.
Now certified Jacksonville's most accurate weather forecast. Action News Jax First Alert Weather.
Tracking the tropics here in the First Alert Weather Center. Tropics top of mind here with now a trio of tropical storms. We have Jerry headed toward Bermuda, not toward Florida and the United States. We also have Karen, which is at least at top of our mind locally because we may see some impacts from Karen, still way too far out to tell. Then we also have Lorenzo that is in the eastern Atlantic, a long way away from the United States. So let's start with Karen here. The satellite imagery starting to look a little bit more organized, and it's moving a little bit quicker. That movement has picked up speed a little bit here with the 11 a.m. update, up to 12 miles per hour. Winds are still 40 miles per hour, though, as it tracks through the eastern and northeast Caribbean, impacting Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands later tonight and early tomorrow morning. It's going to move to the north through through the western Atlantic and then put on the brakes and stop. And that is where a lot of the uncertainty comes in. So take a look at the spaghetti plots here. You can see there's a lot of agreement here over the next day or two. Then I'm going to move the map here to the north and look at how the solutions, they diverge. They kind of go apart here. This is uncertainty right in front of us. There are a lot of different things that Karen can do, and there are a lot of different variables and moving parts in that forecast. So it's going to change over the next day or two, or 3 or 4. So just make sure you're staying tuned to that first alert forecast. We also have Lorenzo. There it is south of the Cape Verde Islands. It is going to, at least all indications now are, stay out to sea, though right now it is expected to become a Category 2 hurricane. Let's bring it back home here because we got some fabulous weather here. Now is the perfect time, folks, to refresh that hurricane kit. Make sure you got a plan if you don't have one. It's 84 now at Jax Beach. Look at the blue sky. Fabulous weather that we got going on today. So hour by hour into this afternoon, it is going to start to feel a little warm, maybe even hot for you. I do expect temperatures to climb up into the upper 80s and low 90s. This evening, it's going to be fabulous, though, into the 70s and back down into the 60s tonight. After, it is going to be warm out there, especially inland at 90 degrees plus. Folkestone, Waycross, Lake City, Gainesville, then slightly cooler along the coast because we have that onshore wind. There's going to be less of that wind today as conditions out along the beaches are improving. There are those morning lows still in the 60s tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning, but our afternoons warming up near record temperatures on Thursday and Friday especially. We get kind of a break for your weekend, which is always in view in the First Alert 7-day forecast. What's not in view? The opportunity for rain, looking dry over the next 7 days. Remember, you can go to our website, actionnewsjax.com, and download for free the First Alert weather app. And check out meteorologist Garrett Beatenbaugh, the one and only, today at 5 o'clock on CBS 47.
All new at noon, a popular company is giving an old toy some new tricks. Coming up, the lessons these Lego brick makers are teaching in the classroom.
Eight schools nationwide now have a new tool to help teach their visually impaired students.
It's all thanks to a popular toy company. Lego's created these Braille bricks. This is a look at the classroom in Phoenix. where they were taken, and teachers say that the bricks aren't used like normal Legos where kids can build whatever comes to mind. Instead, these bricks teach kids how to spell.
You know, as print readers, we're able to look at things and kind of get it where, with a lot of the kids with visual impairments or students with visual impairments, they have to use tactile discrimination or, be able to increase their sense of touch.
Brilliant. Teachers say that since introducing the new Legos to the classroom, they've seen more kids eager to learn and work together.
Well, tonight, grab a group of friends in your favorite Jags gear, then join the official Jaguars station for Jags Report Live. The Action Sports Jags team will be at Topgolf with special guest wide receiver Chris Connolly. They'll break down Thursday's win and also look ahead to Sunday at Denver. That's tonight at 7 on CBS 47.
New tonight at 5, 1 out of every 8 women have major problems getting pregnant. Tonight, Action News Jax reveals the myths and roadblocks keeping many couples from having a baby.
All right, things warming up again, huh?
Yeah, hot out there this afternoon. I'd even call it. We're going to stay that way through Friday as we're watching carefully the tropics.
All right, enjoy the start of fall, huh? Still can't tell.
Oh, y'all, wind ours next.